Hello, and I am so excited because this is the week of the month where I am going to answer questions that you as bosses have had and just want to kind of find out maybe what's a more effective way to do things. So today I'm going to talk about how you as a boss can lead more effective team meetings. And I'm going to be sharing some team leading tips that will help you become more effective. I am Dr. Heather Williamson with the Transformation Group, and I'm a social psychologist with an expertise in leadership, and I have been doing this for 13 years, and that is advising and coaching clients on how to be more effective as leaders, as bosses. And so if you haven't known me, this is your first time watching any of my videos, now you know a little bit more about me. So today I want to share with you because I'm going to do this at the end of every month, is answer questions that you as a boss may have. And so hopefully you're going to find this of huge value, because I don't know about you, but for me personally, I have sat in meetings that have dragged on and on and on, and that I have felt have been a waste of time. And if you're a boss, you never, ever, ever want that to happen. And so I had a question that was asked of me, and that is, how can I as a boss have more effective team meetings? What are those tips that will make me as a boss more effective? And so if you want your employees to really be effective and productive and want them to get a lot out of the meetings, because they're giving up an hour or an hour and a half of their time to really learn more about what's going on within the company. And so I'm going to share with you some tips on how you as a boss can lead more effective team meetings. The first thing is you always have to have an agenda. And when you write up that agenda, make sure that it's always focused on the goals that you have within the organization or within the department. So goals are really important, and make sure that they tie back. The second thing you need to think about is have them identify their successes that they're having within whatever task or project that they're working on. And this is really, really important, because people need to have those small wins. They need to be acknowledged for the successes and the wins, the accomplishments that they are having on whatever task or project that they're working on. So have them identify the successes and just kind of keep it to 2 or 3. And the same thing with the challenges. Have them identify the challenges that they're having, and have them identify 2 or 3 of those, because, I don't know how many people you have on your team, but you got to be cognizant of time. And what you need to do to really help you as a boss in the long run is that is have them send these to you a day in advance. And you can just kind of create your own standard Word document where they're just kind of filling in the blank of their successes, identify 2 or 3, and then have them identify their challenges, 2 or 3 of those. And then at the team meeting, you have the opportunity as a team, and I'm using the word team here, to actually problem solve whatever the challenges are. And that way, it's not left to you as the boss to be able to figure it all out, because everybody, has their own experiences and backgrounds, and somebody else may have solved that problem or that challenge a while ago and can bring some insight into it. So with that, make sure that they send this to you, like I said, the day before your meeting, so you can read over it. And also, this will serve as a document for them when it comes to yearly reviews. So I don't know about you, but as a boss, if you have to write a yearly review, I struggled with trying to remember what everybody did, what all their accomplishments were. And when you actually have them write this up, they're actually giving you the information that you need when it comes to their annual review in writing it. And they also hopefully are writing their own annual reviews, and they submit it to you to kind of touch it up, tweak it up a little bit. So have them do that in advance, and then you have the documentation, and then they can make notes on everything, the questions that they may have. Obviously, in that agenda, maybe the first item of business could be, you recapping what's going on with regard to the goals and projects, do a little recap of maybe what your people need to be aware of if any changes have popped up. And then let the rest of your teams just go around and share their successes and their challenges. One other thing to be really cognizant of is a start and end time. Some meetings drag on and on and on, and you feel like, am I ever going to get out of here? Well, if you have a clear start and end time and you keep people on task, then you will actually meet those objectives. And people also know that, hey, I can schedule a phone call or a meeting after my team meeting because I know that we are going to end on time and it's not going to be delayed. One other suggestion I have for you is the cell phones. So cell phones are a huge distraction. I mean, I have been in meetings where people are looking at their cell phone while somebody's speaking. First of all, that's disrespectful. It is rude, and they're not listening to what is going on, so they're not going to be engaged and or a contributor. Sorry, I'm having trouble talking today. So make sure that you have a policy with regard to cell phones. I know one executive actually had them drop the cell phones off in a basket as they walked in the room. So they do not have their hands on it, and it actually works really well. So that's a tip for you if you want to have a basket as they walk in the room, as your team walks in the room, and throw it in the basket, and then they can pick it up at the end. Otherwise, if it's on the desk, on the table, then they're going to actually be distracted, especially if they hear it vibrate. And then it's distracting to everybody else. All right, so just to recap, my tips for having an effective team meeting is 1, have an agenda, always have an agenda. 2, make sure that your people are aware that they're going to have the time to share their successes. They're going to share their challenges, and some problem solving is going to be happening. So be aware of that. Let them, that is really a cool thing. And then make sure, obviously, that there's a start and end time, and the cell phone, come up with a cell phone policy that is going to help your team not be distracted on what the real purpose of that meeting is about. One last little tidbit, and that is to be consistent. Make this, your policy where it is that way every single meeting. Consistency is key. And that way people are aware of what the expectations are when you have your meetings. So with that, hopefully you found some value in this. If you did, like and share that button below. And also, don't forget to subscribe. And hopefully, thank you so much. Hopefully you got some value out of this. And I appreciate you checking out this channel. And also now I want you all to go out and be those bosses that your employees want to work for. So, bye.